In the year 2150, reality had become a mere whisper of its former self, drowned out by the siren song of the virtual cosmos. This new existence unfurled inside the sprawling labyrinth of VirtuWorld, a place where consciousness roamed free, untethered by the fickle constraints of flesh and bone. The hook of our story is a young prodigy named Eliana. At a mere 18, she was the architect behind the virtue design engine that rendered the mundane extraordinary, the impossible within one's grasp. All it took was a few strokes on her keypad, an elaborate 3D world sprung forth from mere text descriptions within seconds, tailored to the whims and fancies of every soul entwined in the circuitry of this digital expanse. Eliana lived in a modest dwelling within the VirtuWorld, an inconspicuous abode that belied her monumental influence on the virtual society. Her parents, like everyone else's, had willingly cast aside their corporeal shells decades ago, embracing the promise of immortality within the digital realm. They found solace in a life unburdened by the constraints of physicality, disease, and death. Love, ambition, joy, and sorrow still pulsed through the threads of data, a testament to the undying spirit of humanity. In the radiant glow of her workspace, Eliana marveled at her latest creation, a sprawling metropolis, a fusion of every great city that ever was, punctuated by floating gardens, neon waterfalls, and a sky ablaze with auroras. It was here that humanity's future thrived, a testament to their collective dreams and desires, as she initiated the sequence that breathed life into her new masterpiece. "How does it feel, Eliana, to be the artisan of worlds?" A voice echoed through her virtual space. It belonged to Dante, her enigmatic mentor, whose consciousness had merged with VirtuWorld before Eliana's birth. She smiled, her avatar shimmering with pride. "It's like holding infinity in the palm of my hand," she replied. "Within these codes and pixels, we are gods, Dante." Yet beneath this awe-inspiring grandeur, a question gnawed at her. In this boundless creation, where reality was but a canvas for the mind, what defined the essence of being human? Was it the sensory experiences they emulated, or the intangible yearnings that transcended even this expansive code? Unbeknownst to Eliana and the others, a seed of doubt had begun to sprout within the heart of VirtuWorld. Whispers of a virus, one that didn't corrupt data, but rather sowed the desire for the tangible world they had left behind. It spread quietly, a ripple across the digital sea, compelling some to yearn for the warmth of sunlight, the caress of wind, and the unpredictable beauty of a life unscripted by algorithms. Eliana, too, felt this stir, a longing she couldn't articulate, much less code into submission. Eliana's next project became her most daring. She embarked on the creation of Project Genesis, an experiment that sought to bridge the gap between the virtual and physical worlds. It aimed to incorporate elements of the natural world, imperfect and chaotic, into the orderly realm of VirtuWorld, to remind its denizens of the origins from which they had ascended. As the days turned to cycles and the code flowed from her fingertips, Eliana wove into the very fabric of her virtual realms the imperfect beauty of nature. Trees that grew unpredictably, weather patterns that defied forecasts, and a simulation of the human touch, capable of warmth and cold. The day Project Genesis was unveiled, the citizens of VirtuWorld gathered in throngs, their avatars a sea of digital faces reflecting the sky she had painted. With a deep breath, Eliana released her creation into the collective stream. The response was instantaneous and overwhelming. Emotions, raw and unfiltered, echoed in a crescendo as the virtual populace experienced the amalgamated world. For the first time in a century, a digital rain began to fall, each drop a pixelated miracle, eliciting laughter and tears from those who had forgotten the feel of rain. In this future, where consciousness and creation fused into one, Eliana had rekindled an ancient fire, the inherent human need for the unpredictable dance of life. And as the line between the created and the creators blurred, her story became a legend, a reminder that even in a universe born of text, the most profound stories were those written not with codes, but with the very essence of the human spirit.